If you're looking for revenue today within the affiliate channel, you will fail tomorrow. If you're looking for revenue tomorrow and you treat this as a channel to create stories and relationships with, you will win. It's honestly very simple, right? So exercise a little bit of patience when it comes to working with affiliate partners rather than results today.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, powered by Affiverse, ultimate destination for affiliate program news, insights, growth opportunities, partnerships, and affiliate program strategy. Whether you're an advertiser, publisher, platform partner, agency, or entrepreneur, we've got the tools, trends, thought leaders invited here to help you to thrive in the fast-changing digital economy. A special thanks goes out to our season sponsors, Everflow.io, for bringing together an exciting lineup of guests to interview this season. Check out Everflow.io for more insights on how to build, scale, and grow successful affiliate programs with intelligent tracking and reporting. What if you think everything you know about scaling affiliate programs is actually holding you back? Today, we're throwing out the traditional affiliate manager playbook entirely. I'm joined this week by Aaron Paul, co-founder of hot new US-based affiliate agency Paul Street, who's transformed distressed affiliate programs into 8-figure monthly revenues for some of the world's largest consumer brands. His approach? Nothing like you've ever been taught. Aaron's about to reveal why brands doing hundreds of millions in revenue have completely turned off their coupon affiliates and how they saw zero to little impact on sales. We're exploring his controversial ugly numbers strategy and discover why treating affiliate marketing as a people-based business and not a numbers game is what's driving this explosive growth. From AI automation to the death of traditional PR, we're diving into how the partnership landscape is truly transforming. Plus, Aaron shares eye-opening insights about how ChatGPT is already changing consumer buyer behavior. Whether you're burnt out or your program isn't delivering, this conversation will give you a fresh perspective on what's actually working in 2025. Tune in and listen to the 6 affiliate wonders you didn't know but should. And don't forget our hashtag Affiliate Win Challenge. Share one success story from your affiliate program and let's change the narrative and show what's really possible in this industry. And if you listen right to the very end this week, you'll discover how to access the hidden 7th wonder that Aaron shared and we're sending to all of you who subscribe for it. Welcome to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me, your host, Leanne Johnston. And today I'm super excited because I have literally been stalking this dude for almost a year. I met him in Dubai more than a year ago now, I think, and he's finally on my mic. So welcome, Aaron Paul. An absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast, and I'm excited. So welcome.
Pleasure is all mine, Leanne. This is awesome. I liked you right away when I first met you in Dubai, so we're excited to finally be doing this. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So for people that don't know who Aaron is, let's give them a little bit of a kind of history 101 of how you landed up in the affiliate marketing industry, launching your very successful agency, Paul Street.
Yeah, I was in Toronto. I moved to Toronto from Bahrain about a decade ago, and I started working with startups, primarily in the consumer creative tech world. Yeah. And while we were doing that, I had done a lot of partnerships with consumer and direct-to-consumer brands. And as part of that, I fell in love with that space of just direct-to-consumer. I was doing partnership activities at the companies I was with. And then I've been there for about 4 or 5 years in that industry, essentially decided to take maybe a couple months off. And when that happened, I had this recruiter reach out to me to join this affiliate network in Toronto. And I was like, ooh, affiliate. It's kind of what I've been nerding out on a little bit on my own time. But they also wanted to create a direct-to-consumer division specifically for consumer brands within that network. So I took the call, we chatted, and I was like, this is going to be so fun. And so effectively, I joined that network. It was called Jumbleberry at the time. We created a direct-to-consumer white hat division called Carousel, where we worked with a lot of incredible consumer brands like Goldie Nutrition, Onnit, Lemonade Health, Chef's Plate, and we did hundreds of millions in revenue just from affiliate. And it was awesome. It was like the Wild West. We were arbitraging CPAs on Facebook and TikTok and Taboola and Outbrain and creating funnels that were incredibly direct response. And so the brands were making a lot of money. The affiliates were making a lot of money. And I was in that world for about 3.5 years. We grew a very big team. We were able to do some really cool stuff, but I just burnt out a little bit. I just got married at the time and I want to spend some time with my wife and just focus on what I want to do next. So that's when we'd moved to Austin. And essentially I'd taken a year off. And in that year, I was investing in a bunch of brands, consulting in a bunch of brands. And the one thing I would keep getting asked about was affiliate. Hey, can you help us with affiliate? Can you help us with this? Can you help us with that? And I'm like, no. And I directing them back to another consultant or an agency or a provider. But these weren't small brands. These were like the Hexclats of the world, the Liquid IVs. And very quickly, I'm like, all right, why are these like really large brands that are seemingly they have paid media figured out, they have influencer marketing figured out, they have email marketing figured out. Like, why is affiliate just this channel of a revolving door of, just tactics and vendors and strategies? And based on the research I did, the bar at the time to be not great, not good, but mediocre or okay in the affiliate space was pretty low. And so I had this idea around like what the perfect partner marketing firm or initiative or agency would look like. And so my co-founder and I, Patty, who I met that year, and we developed such a strong friendship and there was a lot of trust there. And he's just an incredibly accomplished entrepreneur himself. We decided to create this consultancy together. And so that was January of 23. And so 2.5 years in, that consultancy has now grown into a mighty team of 60 something people, I think more now. And we represent some of the biggest and best brands in consumer, from the Dollar Shave Clubs to Hexclats to Coterie to Todd Snyder, all of whom are brands that have come to us organically, right? These are brands that have existed and been around for a long time. And we've only been acquiring them through word of mouth. And today, Paul Street now would argue we're one of the best in affiliate in terms of how we service it, from not just a recruitment and growth perspective, but we also have one of the best darn compliance teams across the space. We also are incredible nerds about attribution and incrementality internally. So we have a bias for not just revenue, but a bias for true revenue, right? Not revenue by any means, revenue by where we work with partners that are truly driving meaningful customers. And then we also have a full-fledged traditional PR offering. We've now turned on an influencer offering there that's growing really fast. And then we do a little bit of celebrity and brand and sports partnerships, which is a little fun for us. But we're excited to be growing. And that's a little bit about who we are, what we do.
So that's good, because you've had a bit of a varied background and you preferred to stick in affiliate marketing. But I want to just go back to something that you said at the beginning about the burnout, because that is really real. Like, you and I have been around the block a couple of times. We've worked on some really big campaigns in very big companies. It's very easy for affiliate managers to become burnt out, because we are expected to know everything about everything, because now the partnership economy includes all of that stuff. And you've mentioned that the way that you've set up your agency, it's not just about one moment, it's about all the moments, and everybody feeds into that kind of funnel and that journey that the customer is having with your brand. And the one thing that I spoke to you about when we kind of got together to plan this podcast is to ask you, how did you get to that point where you've integrated affiliate marketing so deep into what you do with the customer that you've now got a sponsorships team, you've got an influencer team, you've got an attribution team that's looking at the data? Did that just happen organically, or was that a considered decision that you guys made?
Yeah, on the burnout side, real quick, it's so true. Affiliate, unfortunately, has been such a channel that's associated with, oh, it's too good to be true. There's something going on that's a little fishy. Even if we keep the cleanest program, I think most brands internally are just designed to view affiliate with just a little bit of skepticism. And burnout is different for everybody. I was an immigrant to Canada. I was selling credit cards at a gas station 10 years ago. It takes a lot to burn me out. And I think even in that, I was pushed to my limits in terms of working with affiliates, working with brands, trying to always over deliver, because
this industry is changing.
Absolutely. It's hard to win there, even if you are winning. And so really that's where, when we started this, our vision at the company is to make our brands fall in love with this channel. It's not deliver value. It's not win. It's to fall in love. And if you look at really what love means, it's like, cool, you have to trust the channel. You have to understand and know how it works. and you have to believe in it and believe in the partners you've brought in to effectively grow it in the way that's designed as the business is set up to grow as well.
That's a great point, because love isn't just about the doing, the showing of the actions. It's also about reacting to the other party and knowing how to give back. So it's more of a dance that goes left to, if you guys are watching this, rather than a kind of, I've got to push, I've got to go, and often brands associate affiliate with sales, and it is kind of like sales, but it's also business development and account management, because it's that dance. It's okay, we go this far, then there's going to be some pushback and there's going to be some renegotiation, and then you're going to push again. And it's an iterative cycle all the time to build a successful affiliate program. It's not once and done.
No, it's not. And honestly, the reason we've also learned to offer a lot of this is, as much as we've won a lot in the last 2 years of building the shop, we've also failed so much.
It talks about the failures.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm very transparent about the brands we failed with, right? With when we talk to new clients as well. It's like, if you think you're working with a sure thing, I mean, there's no such thing. I'd be taking this podcast from a yacht if that were the case, right? What we're trying to do is build that transparency, that layer. And that's really even why we decided to put our name on the thing, is to lead in with that. But yeah, I think as we were bringing these brands on, you have to understand that in the beginning, when we were working with these brands and they came on, we started our agency, like these were brands that had already worked with the big names in the agency world before. They've tried affiliate multiple times. And so when they came to us, I like to lovingly call them, we were taking over distressed programs and distressed brands when it came to their relationship with affiliate. And so the conversation wasn't like, hey, we're going to knock this out of the park for you. The conversation is, why do you feel that way? Why do you think that the affiliate channel has struggled? And then when you start to hear about, cool, we over-index on like the coupon sites, we over-index on general attribution layer, we over-index on just a revenue calculation that's not really even making sense to like what their overall goals are. And then very quickly, we understand that this is more of a education barrier. And that's where like every brand that you ask, even every like regular person that you ask, even within the affiliate space, the channel is so diverse that when you ask somebody to define the word affiliate, you're going to get a different definition every single time. You're going to get TikTok shops, you're going to get media buying affiliate, you're going to get publishers, you're going to get CLOs, you're going to get coupon sites. And that's it's very complicated. So it's hard to like even track attribution as a channel. We have to create layers and layers within that. And that's where we've learned that from our brands and built that as we've grown. And that's where we've been able to like deliver back a lot of revenue, deliver back a lot of success, deliver back a lot of just results in terms of a brand being able to read that and be more confident in the relationship with us, but also more confident in the channel and how it's growing. But yeah.
So that was going to be my next question, because anybody that comes on this podcast, they get prepped in advance to know that this is an educational podcast. So we're going to be digging into some of your knowledge and pulling out some tips. How do you determine the right mix of partnerships for each different client that you work with? And what's your process for orchestrating these different channels to work together? Because a lot of affiliate managers that I speak to, they struggle to tell the story to C-suite, to get that investment, to get that buy-in. And often they're siloed off to the side when they're working brand side. So how do you play that story? How do you story tell that into the brand? How do you get yourself that embedded in? Because you've clearly built an agency that starts off on the right footing with a client who goes, hey, we're not just going to be your agency sitting here on the side doing a bit of affiliate stuff. You kind of get right in there and you like, so paid media, sponsorship, like you take a really holistic approach. So how do you make those decisions with each client? Is there 3 tips that you can give guys listening to this to go, next time you're struggling, do 1, 2, and 3, step 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, the main thing that we do is we have yet to replicate a strategy that worked for one brand and that would yield the same results in another brand. So we've never done that. So every single brand that we've brought on, we have met them where they're at. We've asked them to bring us on like they would an employee. In the beginning, we asked, again, the reason I asked them to do that is if you bring our team in and you walk us through truly integrating us into your brand, you will realize that very quickly affiliate is a sales channel. So let's just say you're trying to put up on the shelves of Target, right? And you have these buyers go to the Target people and I'm like, hey, listen, put Olipop on the shelf and you got to make room on that shelf to knock Coke out of off the shelves. Like the only way that buyer is able to convince him to do that is if they understand the story and they're able to sell them on the vision of what the brand is and like the numbers and how well it's doing. And the only way we can go above and beyond for our brand is if they bring us in and we are trained like salespeople for that brand to now go to these top of the class like affiliates and publishers and convince them to knock off other brands or products off the shelves to like put our brands on. That's been a really core approach for us. So every strategy, every brand is on a different approach for us. We have some brands where CLOs has been such an incremental channel for us, and in some brands where it's not, right? And they're in the same category. And like for us, a lot of that is responding to the data. But what I also bring our brands on is, hey, we're going to test in the beginning. And the first 3 months, as we test, we want you to not like the numbers, right? Like we want the numbers to be a little ugly. We want the numbers to be a little unfavorable so that we're effectively auditing and cleaning the program as we test to identify the right type of partner that we can eventually go mile deep, inch wide with, right? That's been a very key approach for us. Every single brand that comes to us and asks us for, hey, tell me what this program is going to look like 3 months from now, 5 months from now, 6 months from now, I politely ask them to leave or go away.
I have to be honest and stop you there. That I freaking love that, because the amount of times that I get a client that comes to me and says, tell me what your service is, because really when they're hiring you as an agency, they're hiring you for strategy, they're hiring you for consultancy, they're hiring you for execution, for services. Tell me how your services are going to make me money. And it is such a hard thing to quantify because you can't look behind the curtain before you've signed the contract to actually know what needs fixing. Are the conversion funnels correct? Have you got the right payment providers plugged in and it's actually going to convert when somebody comes from another country? And it is the hardest. It's like, how long is a piece of string? And I love I asked you for 3 tips, but you actually gave us 4, and I was writing this down while you were talking. So the first tip is never approach an affiliate program with a cookie cutter. Well, I did it this way at the last company that I worked with. So there is no one size fits all. The second point that you mentioned was act as an employee. So whether you are the employee or whether you are the agency contracting in or the network provider contracting in, act as if you are an employee of that business, because your mindset will change in terms of what you spend on, how you recommend partnerships, and you'll start to align more with the brand, which was the next thing that you said is, and I literally wrote down, from brand to sales and on repeat, integrate with the entire digital team, like act as that employee and actually get to know everybody in the paid media team, in the SEO team, and that, because you're going to need to leverage them at some point, or you're going to need data from them at some point. And then I actually added a 4th to your 3 because you kept talking, which was focus on the why and not on the value. If the numbers are ugly, that's okay in the first 3 months, because that's going to give you your why, and it's going to give you that space to actually figure out, what do I need to do here and where do I point? And I think that's the bit that people get wrong, is they try and go in guns blazing going, I need more affiliates, I need to do more sales. And they forget about this considered approach where you're doing less, but you're being more effective. And so I love that. Like, you were talking, but I was making notes. So
no, I mean, that's been, a good example is HexClad's been such a dear partner for us since our inception, really. And that's a program that's been very successful for us, for them. And they've been gracious enough to like bring a lot of brands to us. And my conversation with these guys are, when I speak to these brands, that they're like, hey, look, we love what you guys did with HexClad. Can you do that for us? I'm like, absolutely not, because you're not HexClad. And really, but like every brand that we do bring on, and we ask them we want to look under the hood before we even engage. So we're like putting a very thorough plan of attack. But at the end of the day, it's really impossible for me to predict the future of how your program's going to do. There's so many elements that play into an affiliate program being successful. How quickly you pay your affiliates, to what the CPAs are, obviously, but also
all these little incremental like steps that make up the program's success. And if one of them is out, it can really damage your program, from a reputation, from a administrative to just basic customer service. It's super true what you're saying. And a lot of this isn't spoken about because it's always the flashy numbers. And data is important, which is exactly what you said a couple of minutes ago. And I want to dig into that a little bit, mainly because I know you've got some great stories to share about how you've leveraged data to actually change clients' perspectives. So maybe now's a good time to give us an example of how you kind of met a client. They had one idea of what affiliate should be, and you guys have brought them to Jesus and told them this is how it actually is, using data, obviously.
One of the things that we offer is, again, if you look at the suite of services, we have traditional affiliate that has all of your typical partners that you'd associate and see in a program. One thing we don't do across the business at all is any form of coupon type. So we actively, sometimes we even fight the brands in terms of turning coupon off. And that's only after we go through an incrementality exercise that we run for them. But we have one brand on a coupon strategy, and that's because they really wanted it. And it's not incremental, but it's on. And that at the end of the day, client is right and they pay the bills. But again, from that perspective, it was one where we're turning on this channel where even the data speaks against it. And we don't have anything against coupon. A lot of the brands that we work with are between 100 million a year to 800, 900 million dollars a year. We have some brands that are above that, but these are on like the tides of the world. They're not like the massive brands where, you know, even my mother-in-law, she will clip coupons and that becomes a reason to buy a product. A lot of our brands are sexy direct-to-consumer brands that have really strong brand. They're fighting to acquire customers on Facebook. And typically what we've seen 10 times out of 10 is anytime we've turned off coupon sites completely, and I'm talking for $1 million a month affiliate programs, when they come to us, when we turn on coupon, which makes up the primary channel within their affiliate mix, there's been zero impact to overall brand revenue, zero. And what that does is it really is like there's no conversion benefit because these people are still converting. There's no incrementality benefit because the revenue hasn't changed. And so that's where we're able to now take a lot of this learnings and take, okay, cool, you've paid out maybe $600,000 to coupon affiliates over the last couple of months. Let's take that, use that as a budget to go activate really meaningful, deep partners where they're telling the story of that product, story of that brand. And that can become a really, truly meaningful channel for customer acquisition for them. So that's what falls under our traditional affiliate mix. Obviously, we have PR, we have influencer, but the fourth division for us is media buying affiliate, right? And so this is one of the things that we've educated a lot of our brands on is, hey, how can we come in, build third-party direct response advertorials, attach a CPA to it, go to these media buyers that are really great at acquiring customers on a variety of different channels, and they can arbitrage this. And what we've seen is we've done massive scale for brands like Goalie and On It is the halo of just even their efforts, because a lot of brands being like, hey, what if they are bidding on our terms, and which can happen, but we have, again, strong compliance rules to prevent that from happening. But once that's all set up and they're truly acting in the channels that can drive a lot of value, the halo back to the brand is more than they would assume, because we're seeing about 18 to 24% halo in Amazon or retailer channels, or even efficiency within their own internal customer acquisition. So effectively, we've been able to use data from a place of working with our brands to say, hey, listen, we're going to read all of this and activate the right type of partner. There is no one size fits all type of approach, even when it comes to payouts, because to me, a lot of brands come and say, hey, isn't affiliate supposed to be 10%, 15%? I'm like, if you're comfortable paying Facebook $120 for a net new customer, like some affiliates can drive way more efficiency with that type of CPA. So like for us, CPA is not even fixed. Payouts are not even fixed. It's so dynamic, partner by partner. But my goal is for this channel to be the most efficient in terms of their overall acquisition stack. And that's what we've been able to leverage data on from like just even a diverse type of partner mix across the board. So, yeah.
Okay, so I just want to caveat all that, because one, you've bombed us with a whole bunch of information and a lot of data, which is very important.
I'm a talker, so yeah.
I know, I'm happy about it, but we need to dissect it a little bit, because it's kind of like, not everybody listening to this is going to understand it all. But so let's start at the beginning. We're not saying don't work with coupon and cashback and loyalty sites in your program. Remember, it's always important to have a diversified set of traffic sources in your affiliate program. But the kinds of brands that Aaron's agency is working with are huge international direct-to-consumer. Now, what you've said now doesn't equate to like maybe a small e-commerce brand that's trying to get going where they don't have brand awareness. So coupons would help them get brand awareness because there's data that they can email their programs to. And this tracks back to his 4 points that we kind of outlined before, is really understand the why. Where is the why and what is your objective in terms of running your affiliate program at the stage that you're at? Because it might not be about discounting your product. It might actually be about finding niches that you've maybe ignored, and that isn't coupon and cashback. That's like getting deeper into influencer and channel partners and all of that kind of stuff. So we're not, if you're listening to this, we're not saying coupons are bad. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is understand what your strat plan is and make sure that when you understand what your why is and you followed the 4 points that Aaron's told us, that you then look at the data to tell you the truth, the source of truth. Because that's quite interesting to me that these bigger brands, they've turned off coupon and they've actually not seen a dip in their sales. But then there's also some brands, like you mentioned, where your mum will always kind of go and get the coupon. So you really do need to understand who's your target audience, where do they hang out, and what's important to you. And that's why what you said at the beginning, that there's no cookie cutter program or strategy, there really isn't, because every brand is different and every consumer that they're wanting to find is different. So the strategy has to align to that as well.
Exactly.
So we've kind of come full circle here from that one question at the front, but I hope it makes sense to people listening that maybe aren't as experienced as what you are. And the other thing that's really important is that you do need to have the technology to track all of this when you're starting to test like high intent attribution, the things that Aaron's talking about right now. You really do need to have a kind of dedicated tech stack that can pull all of this data together and give you those stories, because otherwise you're making decisions based on things that you can't really track.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think like for us, this is and I love our contacts over at all the affiliate networks that we work with. We've gone above and beyond in terms of our demands. We're like the tiny little affiliate agency that's new kids on the block that are like, hey, build us this. But again, I've realized that they even realize that like if people ask us the reason for our growth, it's just because we're just doing it a little bit differently, right? There is no one size fits all type approach. And that's where like our partners have been phenomenal in terms of even building out certain things that we want to now integrate into so that we can deliver back more value and information back to our brands. And that's where the impacts of the world and Everflow has been like so meaningful for us. The Everflow team, I mean, they've gone above and beyond. Even last night at 8 p.m., I was like hitting up Derek and on one of a specific thing that one of our clients was going through. And to the level of speed there, I have Sam and Condor like a text away from me. And I feel blessed to be in a place where I think our brands treat us with a lot of respect. Our affiliates treat us with a lot of respect. Our team internally respect each other as a high level of collaboration. But we have that same level of trust and respect also from all of our tech partners. And just like a quick thing on that is we pivoted our growth and I can pinpoint it based on when me and my co-founder sat down and said, we're not in the business of affiliate. We're not in the business of marketing. We're not in the business of agency. We're in the business of people. This is a people game, right? And so if we deliver that type of approach across all of it, and affiliate is a people-driven business, PR is a people-driven business, our clients have people at them on their side, like on the tech side. Once we build that trust, that goes above and beyond. But yeah, Everflow, Impact, those guys. And again, we're like very agnostic when it comes to platforms. We definitely have our favorites. But yeah.
Okay. But that's, I mean, anybody can say that. Anybody's got their favorite affiliates, and that is the truth of the matter. And I think that would be the fifth tip that you're giving to everybody today is go and build your relationships. Because this business isn't about money on the table like paid media. You put your money in, you get your dollars out. This is a business of managing people. And people have their own designs, their own timelines, their own things that they want to be doing. And your job is to convince them to do yours first.
Totally.
So get out from behind the screen, guys, and go meet people, go talk to people and get to events and do the things that help you to build those relationships within your peer network and within the industry. Okay, we've discussed a lot in 30 minutes, but I've got a little bit more time and I want to ask you some like quick fire rapid questions. I also want to get a little bit into what your thoughts are of the future of the affiliate marketing industry as we are now on the cusp of inviting AI things into our world. So let's maybe start there and then we'll do the quick fire questions. Where do you see the affiliate industry heading now that AI has quite quickly kind of started developing and entering into the space?
Yeah, let me hit that with a two-parter. I think where affiliate is headed is, I think the definition of affiliate is going to change over the next year or so. I think PR effectively as a channel is going to die. And I think a world of affiliate and PR will become one. And I think publishers understand that. I think brands understand that. And so that's where I think that's moving. I think the type of affiliates are changing, like from obviously newsletters to podcasters to creators to media buyers to gyms. Like, the channel is always going to exist. I think AI for us, I'm a believer that it's coming for everything, right? It's coming for the way that content is going to be produced, to the way that the tech is going to be set up, to the way that already internally for us, we're creating agents that sit within our dashboard that identifies other programs and talks to each other and finds gaps and efficiencies. And we're effectively going to have agents reach out to our publishers and negotiate automatically based on how we've done it before. And at the end of the day, a lot of that replaces people, unfortunately. But like really where the game is efficiency, speed. I think now also is more of a time to go invest into relationships with publications and publishers as they create meaningful content, true meaningful content around your brand as it indexes back into like GPT. We have a baby doing a lot of our education has been ChatGPT. If people send me a book to read, I'm like, ChatGPT, tell me what I need to know from this book. Everything that we're discovering, new products and information in this new season that my wife and I are entering has been through ChatGPT. But again, if you look at where a lot of that information is being pulled, it's not from paid media. It's not from your random influencer that posted on Instagram. It's pulling in from indexed information from YouTubers talking about it to trusted publications to third parties, secondary niche websites that rank really highly for specific categories that it's all indexing. And if you don't have that approach, like very quickly, some of our brands were already like running ads on paid media of, hey, what's the best product in this category? And ChatGPT talks about that brand. And that screenshot is the ad that they're running. That's where they're finding the most amount of efficiency, honestly. So that's where I feel like brands need to pay more of a heightened attention to the space, purely because it's changing and it's moving to that world very quickly.
And like success in any digital channel or whatever, the early bird gets the worm. So go and play with it. Go see how it's going to impact your business, how it makes your team more efficient, and go from there, because that's what everybody else is doing right now. There's no right or wrong answer to this question. Yeah. 2 quick questions that I want to rapid fire throw at you before we round this like full episode up. And that was, when micro influencers are pushing 15 affiliate products per week, aren't we just creating a new form of spam that's eroding consumer trust faster than we're building it? What's your thoughts on that?
Yes and no. So if you're doing that on a product and just shilling a product, and just shoving it down people's throats, effectively you're going to get short-term wins because that's going to work. It's going to return a lot of revenue. It's going to return a lot of customers. But you're compromising brand integrity and long-form standing there. But if you do that for a brand that is a little bit of legacy, there are stories to tell, and you, in a tactful manner, like work with a lot of creators. A good example is Neurogum. The founders of Neurogum are some of my best friends. I've known those guys for years. This is a decade-long overnight success story, right? They've been on Shark Tank. Ryan and Kent have an incredible story as founders. Rogan talks about this brand proactively all the time, and he's not compensated by the brand at all. And in the last year, they went into TikTok shops, right? And then with TikTok shops, you just have an army of creators that are creating direct response TikToks based on a lot of these brand moments that they've had with Rogan and like Shark Tank. And because it's a meaningful, real, genuine story, they found like an army of micro influencers that are creating hundreds of pieces of content on a daily basis that has changed the trajectory of their business, and the halo back into paid media, into Amazon, into retail is changed where they're going to end up in the next 2-3 years in terms of potentially a really good outcome for a lot of them. I think like from that perspective, it goes back to what we talked about. My general sentiment around that is yes, it cheapens the brand. It's like a quick win. It's not great. But if you do it as a part of your flywheel of a lot of things, where at the end of the day, and we're also entering into a season where a lot of non-brand direct-to-consumer companies are going to die. Like at the end of the day, the brands that will stick through ebbs and flows when it comes to economic behavior, consumer behavior. Obviously, we're in the middle of tariff stuff. These are brands, right? Like brands will win, not products. Again, within that line of thinking, it's like tactfully approaching it and identifying how to turn on a specific channel as it pertains to who and where your business is in that moment in time.
I think that's the 6th point, really. I mean, I asked you for 3 and you doubled up on that. The 6th point.
Over deliver. Always.
Over-deliver. Yes, always as an agency. But the sixth point for me there is don't focus on trying to get affiliates to sell your product. Focus on trying to get affiliates to sell your brand. So if you're struggling with your program, maybe rethink your strategy and what you're telling affiliates about your products and your story and how you started your business and why it's valuable. And that might get you a really different result.
Actually, that's really funny that you mentioned that, because literally this morning, I just went through our portfolio of brands and just looked at like the numbers. The brands that treat this as, hey, I'm going to work with affiliates, treat them with a lot of respect and equip them with the pieces of story to tell their audience. There are the programs for us that are incredibly successful. And the brands that come to us and be like, where's my sales? Well, let's split, decrease the CPA. Where's my sales? Where's my sales? Oh, this affiliate talked about the product this way. They use the wrong image. They never grow. If you're looking for revenue today within the affiliate channel, you will fail tomorrow. If you're looking for revenue tomorrow and you treat this as a channel to like create stories and relationships with, you will win. It's honestly very simple, right? So exercise a little bit of patience when it comes to working with affiliate partners rather than results today.
They think performance means instant returns, but it doesn't.
It's the same thing as like if you want to feel good, look good, and you go to the gym and you expect results today, tomorrow, in the first 2 weeks, the first 5 weeks, like whatever. No, but if you look at it from like a year-long approach, you are going to win because you know to trust the process. That's exactly the same thing. It doesn't change with anything, honestly. And with affiliates, a little bit more heightened, but yeah.
I love that. And I think that's where we need to leave today. Trust the process because you will win. And that's a beautiful story to tell. So, Aaron, it has been an absolute pleasure. I mean, I wish I could keep you on here for another hour and just pick your brains because you're a hive of information. But it has been a real pleasure to have this discussion with you. We've definitely left our audience with 6 top tips. We've spoken about the importance of data as well and looking at your numbers to understand what your why is. I've just absolutely loved this session. So thank you very much for being on the Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Leanne mentioned it in the intro, and I'm here to remind you again. There is a 7th tip that Aaron Paul left us with. To access it, click the first link in the description. You'll reach a form, fill it in, it's very short, and you'll receive an extra 5 minutes of Aaron Paul diving deep into his 7th tip for affiliate marketers. This is a golden resource. Make sure you take advantage of it.
The Elevate Summit 2025 is here. Just join us on July 15th and 16th for the premier affiliate and digital marketing event this summer. This year, we're focusing on traffic, where innovation meets inspiration, and we're helping SME brands and affiliates to scale. Elevate is more than just another summit or affiliate conference. It's a transformative experience designed by industry veterans for those ready to embrace the future of performance marketing to grow their businesses. Connect with forward thinkers, affiliate pioneers, SaaS tools, and decision makers as you engage with cutting-edge strategies, immersive masterclasses, and strategic networking opportunities. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a budding SME entrepreneur, Elevate offers insights, tools, and connections to revolutionize your approach to bringing more sales into your business. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this dynamic community. Visit affiversemedia.com, click the Elevate button, and book your conference ticket to find out about our sponsorship and speaker opportunities today.